Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something that's got the entire tech world buzzing. Are you ready for this? GitHub Copilot can now generate code from images. Yeah, you heard that right. Imagine sketching a quick mock-up on your phone and bam, Copilot turns it into working code. Is this a game changer or the beginning of the robot apocalypse for developers? Let's break it down. Okay, so the headline is GitHub Copilot has some major updates. The biggest? The ability to bring mock-ups to life by generating code from images. They're also touting next edit suggestions, basically, Copilot anticipating your next move and suggesting code edits based on context. We're talking about taking a picture of a design and having Copilot spit out the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That's insane. But what does this really mean? Let's start with the obvious. Developer productivity. This could be huge. Imagine the time saved by being able to visually prototype and then have the AI handle the grunt work of turning that design into code. We're talking faster iteration, quicker prototyping, and potentially getting products to market way faster. Think about it. You have an idea for a web app, sketch out the UI on a napkin, snap a pic, and Copilot starts generating the code. Pretty wild, right? This is going to allow developers to focus on the more complex issues, architecture, and logic. It's all about working smarter, not harder. But it's not just about speed. This could also lower the barrier to entry for aspiring developers. Someone with less coding experience could potentially use visual mockups to contribute to projects, learn by seeing the generated code, and gradually build their skills. It's like having a coding mentor built right into your workflow. Imagine someone who's always wanted to learn to code, but felt intimidated by the syntax and complexities. Now, they can start with something visual, something tangible, and let Copilot handle the code generation. This has the potential to bring a whole new wave of talent into the tech industry. This also signals a major shift in the development workflow. AI is no longer just a helper. It's becoming a core component of the process. Developers will need to learn how to effectively collaborate with AI assistants, how to provide clear instructions, and how to critically review the generated code. It's not about replacing developers. It's about augmenting their abilities. It's like switching from a manual transmission to an automatic. You still need to steer, but the AI is handling a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, let's talk about the ripple effects. What does this mean for designers and UI/UX professionals? Well, it could lead to closer collaboration between design and development teams. Designs can be more directly translated into code, streamlining the handoff process. Think of the potential for design tools to evolve, offering features specifically designed to create mockups that are easily convertible to code. This could be a golden age for UI/UX designers who can create effective and accurate visual representations of desired interfaces. In fact, we might even see an increased demand for skilled visual designers. If mockups become a primary input for code generation, companies will need designers who can create clear, concise, and unambiguous visual representations. So, if you're a designer looking to future-proof your career, now might be the time to focus on creating mockups that are AI-friendly. Think of it as learning a new language, the language of AI-driven code generation. Okay, now for the elephant in the room, the impact on the job market. Let's be honest, the automation of code generation could potentially displace developers primarily focused on repetitive or basic coding tasks. But, and this is a big but, it could also create new opportunities. The need to manage, train, and integrate AI into development workflows will likely drive demand for developers with expertise in AI, machine learning, and prompt engineering. It's a shift, not a complete replacement. Think of it like the Industrial Revolution. Some jobs were lost, but many more were created. So, what skills should you be focusing on? Well, AI collaboration is key. You need to learn how to work effectively with AI assistants. Prompt engineering is also crucial, learning how to craft clear and concise instructions for the AI. And, of course, a solid understanding of algorithmic principles will be essential for reviewing and debugging the generated code. It's about becoming an AI-augmented developer, not just a coder. Think of it as mastering the art of the prompt. Ultimately, the increased productivity and reduced development time could lead to faster innovation cycles across various industries. We could see new products and services being developed and launched at an unprecedented pace. This could drive economic growth and create new opportunities for businesses and individuals. It's like accelerating the entire engine of innovation. The possibilities are truly endless. But let's not get carried away just yet. There are definitely risks to consider. First and foremost, the accuracy and reliability of the code generated from images is a major concern. The code might be syntactically correct but functionally flawed, inefficient, or even introduce vulnerabilities. Developers will need to rigorously test and review the generated code to ensure its quality and security. You can't just blindly trust the AI. Another risk is bias in code generation. The AI model might be trained on biased datasets, leading to code that perpetuates existing biases or creates unfair outcomes. This is especially relevant if the source images or requested edits contain biases. We need to be vigilant about ensuring fairness and equity in the AI-generated code. It's about making sure the AI isn't just reflecting our own biases back at us. And, of course, security vulnerabilities are a major concern. Copilot could inadvertently generate code with security flaws, making applications susceptible to attacks. We need to be proactive about identifying and mitigating these vulnerabilities. Security needs to be baked into the entire process, not just an afterthought. Think of it like building a house. You need a strong foundation to prevent it from collapsing. From a business perspective, there's a risk of overhyping and unrealistic expectations. If Copilot is marketed as a magic bullet that can instantly turn any image into perfect code, users might be disappointed when it falls short, leading to negative perceptions. It's important to manage expectations and be realistic about the capabilities and limitations of the technology. Don't believe the hype, do your research. There's also the risk of increasing dependence on GitHub's platform and services. Companies become increasingly reliant on GitHub for code generation and development. And what about code ownership? It might be unclear who owns the copyright to code generated by Copilot, especially if it's based on user-provided images. These are important legal and ethical questions that need to be addressed. It's about protecting your intellectual property. Ethically, the biggest concern is job displacement. The automation of code generation tasks could lead to job losses for junior developers or those who primarily focus on repetitive coding tasks. It's important to consider the social impact of this technology and find ways to support those who may be affected. We need to ensure that the benefits of AI are shared by everyone, not just a select few. Another ethical risk is the lack of transparency. It might be difficult to understand how Copilot generated a particular piece of code, making it challenging to debug or ensure compliance with ethical standards. We need to demand more transparency from AI developers so we can understand how these systems work and hold them accountable. It's about ensuring that AI is used responsibly and ethically. Now, let's shift gears and talk about another major tech story. The UK government is ordering Apple to give them access to users' encrypted accounts. This is a huge deal with massive implications for privacy, security, and international relations. Are we on the verge of a surveillance state? Let's dive in. Apple is facing a direct conflict between complying with the UK order and upholding its commitment to user privacy and security through encryption. They've always maintained that encryption is essential for protecting user data from hackers and malicious actors. So, what do? Comply and compromise their principles, or refuse and face potential penalties. Apple might choose to withdraw encrypted services from the UK rather than compromise its security posture globally, leading to business disruption and potential loss of market share. Imagine Apple pulling iMessage and iCloud from the UK. That would be a major blow to their business and a huge inconvenience for UK users. But is it a price they're willing to pay to protect user privacy? If Apple is forced to create a backdoor, it could erode user trust in cloud storage services, leading them to seek alternative solutions with stronger privacy guarantees. People might start moving their data to more secure, privacy-focused platforms. This could be a boon for companies that prioritize user privacy above all else. This controversy may drive demand for privacy-enhancing technologies, such as end-to-end encryption, decentralized storage, and privacy-focused VPNs. People are becoming increasingly aware of the importance of protecting their data, and they're willing to pay for tools that help them do so. This is a growing market with huge potential. The scariest part? Other governments may follow the UK's lead and demand similar access to encrypted data, creating a fragmented regulatory landscape for technology companies. We could see a world where different countries have different rules for encryption, making it incredibly difficult for companies to operate globally. It's a slippery slope that could lead to a complete erosion of privacy. Creating backdoors for government access weakens encryption and undermines the privacy rights of individuals, potentially leading to increased surveillance and abuse of power. This is a fundamental threat to our freedom and democracy. We need to be vigilant about protecting our privacy rights and holding governments accountable. Backdoors can be exploited by malicious actors, creating significant security risks for individuals, businesses, and governments. It's like leaving a key under the doormat for burglars. Once a backdoor exists, it's only a matter of time before someone finds it and exploits it. This is a recipe for disaster. The issue of encryption and government access can create tensions between countries with differing views on privacy and security, potentially leading to trade disputes and other conflicts. This is a complex geopolitical issue with no easy solutions. It requires international cooperation and a commitment to protecting both security and privacy. The chilling effect of potential surveillance could limit freedom of expression and dissent, particularly in countries with authoritarian regimes. People might be less likely to speak out against the government if they know their communications are being monitored. This is a direct threat to democracy and human rights. Finally, let's briefly touch on Microsoft Copilot. This is Microsoft's ambitious effort to integrate AI across its entire ecosystem of products, from Outlook to Teams to Windows. The goal is to boost user productivity through features like summarization, transcription, and general AI assistance. But what are the implications? Copilot aims to boost user productivity through features like summarization, transcription, and general AI assistance. Imagine having Copilot summarize long email threads in Outlook or automatically transcribe meetings in Teams. This could save you hours of time each week and allow you to focus on more important tasks. It's all about working smarter, not harder. Microsoft's aggressive push into AI-powered productivity puts pressure on other software vendors to develop their own AI solutions or risk falling behind. We're likely to see a wave of AI-powered features being added to all sorts of software in the coming years. This is a race to the top, and the winners will be the companies that can best leverage AI to improve user productivity and experience. AI assistants like Copilot may automate certain tasks, leading to changes in job roles and responsibilities, requiring workers to adapt to new skills. It's important to be proactive about learning new skills and adapting to the changing demands of the workplace. The future belongs to those who are willing to embrace change. Users will need to develop the skills to effectively leverage AI tools like Copilot, including understanding how to provide effective prompts and evaluate AI-generated outputs. It's not enough to just use the tools. You need to understand how they work and how to get the most out of them. This requires a new level of digital literacy. The use of AI in productivity software raises ethical considerations related to bias, fairness, and transparency, requiring careful attention to ensure responsible AI development and deployment. We need to be vigilant about ensuring that AI is used ethically and responsibly. This is a shared responsibility for developers, businesses, and individuals. So, what's the bottom line? AI is rapidly transforming the tech landscape, from code generation to privacy and productivity. GitHub Copilot's ability to generate code from images is a game changer, but it also raises important questions about job displacement and ethical considerations. The UK government's demand for backdoor access to encrypted accounts is a major threat to privacy and security, and Microsoft Copilot is poised to revolutionize the way we work. The future is AI, but it's up to us to shape it responsibly and ethically. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech news and analysis. Thanks for watching.